Mystics Outlook. We got Carter Dudley Jr. here, as you can see, live from the ESA. Wilson Tarpe Jr. And before we get into today's game, going to start with one of the bigger things going into today's game. Washington Mystics outer Nikki McCray Penson. Today she was welcomed into their Hall of Fame. Cardell, you were in the building for that. So we'll give you an opportunity just to talk about the presentation this afternoon.
I mean, it was a beautiful tribute. You know what I mean? One of the all-time great players in the history of the game, not just with the Mystics, who was well on her way to being one of the best coaches in the country. You know, kind of started out on Don Staley's staff, and we all know what they was doing with Asia Wilson and how they got that thing rolling real quick. That she was building her own program. Unfortunately, she got ill, had to step away from coaching, and unfortunately, it never quite went away, and then led to her, being called by God a lot sooner than a lot of us wanted. She was one of my favorite Mystics growing up. Her and Shamika Holsclaw. I watched their games just as much as I watched any NBA game, any Wizards games, any game, man. You know what I mean? I know, they had her husband and son, um, Shamika Holsclaw, Vicky Bullitt, a lot of the old legendary Mystics, here to celebrate her. Uh, Majority of them, obviously, I grew up watching, was fans of and whatnot, man. And it's just had Don Staley narrate her tribute from, young and in college to what she was doing as a college coach, man. Um, this is why you gotta celebrate the OGs, man. You gotta preserve history. I'm not with this corny thing where you just kind of focus on it now and just dismiss that, because once they're gone, they're gone, and you don't have that the ability to get that game. You don't have the ability to touch them, say you care, or anything like that. It's over with. You know what I mean? And to me, it's just corny, because what people don't realize that are young now, you're going to be one of them OGs one day. And if you do enough in your life that warrants people wanting to seek counsel from you, you will appreciate that. So why not give people who want that same type of respect? Like it's not really that hard. And that's what I always try to do to OGs, like that pay the way. Like the WNBA wouldn't be here right now for what it is if it wasn't for players like Nikki McCray Penson. And what they did in 92, 96, 2000 or whatnot, man. They were right there. She was one of the foundational members. How we talk about the Bill Russells and the Big O's and the Jerry West on the men's side. She's one of the foundational pieces that has helped build the league and the women's game overall to what it is right now, man. So she should always be respecting. I'm happy she got her due. Sad that she didn't get to do it when she alive, man. That's something people got. We gotta get better at giving people their flowers while they're here. You know what I mean? And but it was great, man. I'm glad they got to show extensive highlights, because she was a monster on the court. Don't get it twisted, both ends. That's one thing I love about I am, man. You gotta play both ends for me to really fully give you respect, man. She got it in on both ends, so it was great to see, man. And just congrats to her family and all the former legendary Mystics. And yeah, she will be missed, man. But right, moving forward, you can just look up and she's there, so it's all good.
All right, get to something that might have dampened the day just a little bit. Um, well, I'll add that later. But Dallas handled Washington 97-84. Dallas, as you have said, I think it doesn't take anybody to watch Dallas a couple times. They are one of the largest teams in the W for good reason, and they put stress on teams. Your thoughts on what they did to Washington today?
Just their size. They just played to their advantage, their size and their length. Starting out the game, they put Sabali on Brittany Sykes. They were determined to be, you ain't giving us 30. We gonna make somebody else gonna have to step up and beat us. And I commend Cloud. She stepped up. She had some big shots, 4-9 from deep, 4-5 from the free throw line, 22 points. Atkins in limited minutes. She had 13 and 16, 5 rebounds. She's still trying to build herself back from her ankle injury or whatnot, but that's still high production for 16 minutes. You know what I mean? But ultimately, the game came down to who played better inside, and the wings always have the advantage in the area, man. Especially with the Knicks being wounded without Shakir, without Deladon or whatnot, man. This is probably the first game where Hawkins was kind of just held in check. You know what I mean? Aisha been up and down Egbo. You know what I mean? Like It was nothing inside, and a lot of McCown's had a lot to do with that. I don't think people understand they have a 6'7" starting center and a 6'7" reserve center, and Kalani Brown, and one finished with 15 to 13. The other one was knocking on the door of a double with 10 and 5 in 15 minutes. Just goes to show you. And Sabali didn't even have to be aggressive. She only took 8 shots, but she was dishing that thing. Her point forward skill set is scary. That's why I said she got a lot of Alyssa Thomas in her game. She's not maybe as powerful right now. Over time, she might get that same type of skill set, but she's a better shooter. So she could be something scary down the line. But right now, she don't need to score much because they have a lot of scorers up and down the roster, man. Natasha Howard, 15 and 5. Sabali had 9 points and led the game with 9 assists. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was sick, man. Like, one time, man, they had a lineup. It was crazy, man. They had a lineup where they had Sabali on Sites, Kyer on Atkins, and Howard on Cloud. And then they just had McCowan's and Secrets in the game. So, and they were literally rotating. Like Kyer was rotating and coming out on the perimeter. Like, I'm here. What y'all gonna do? Like, it's normal. And I don't think people understand 6'4" centers not supposed to be closing out like that with their length and stuff. That's like having a team full of Giannis's. You see what I'm saying? Like, all right, I'm out here, I'm inside, it don't matter. And that's the problem. But basically, this game came down to could they get easy points? The Mystics, I mean, they shot well enough from deep. They shot 41% from deep. Missed a few free throws again. Turned the ball over, but that's to be expected. 15, I'm not tripping off that because of the length. It's much difficult to make passes against this team. They couldn't get the easy baskets. They was missing lay-ins because of the contest. If they weren't, I mean, look, the Wings only had 1 block. Now, I would love to see the stat for how many shots they altered. That's probably like in the 20s somewhere or something like that. They need to start keeping stats with that. So that tells you all you need to know, man. Like, the Wings are finding their way, and they have the talent. It's just a matter of their guard play can hold up in this playoff run against, the Liberties and the Aces, man, because their guard play is excellent. And I'm not saying talent, but I'm just talking about decision making. Can they do that? Mystics, they just got to find a way to get healthy and find a way to keep winning, man. It's back to the drawing board. You got to keep winning and just stay in this playoff hunt, man. It is what it is. And they don't have time to feel sorry for themselves, man. They got to get it going, but they got it done on the perimeter for the most part, but inside it wasn't close.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's hard for anybody to imagine what's about how big Dallas is. That example you showed with that lineup where you're essentially putting you're putting 4s on the other teams 1 through 3 and living comfortably, right? And seeing that you don't have bigs or bigs in terms of size to match them to dump the ball inside or anything like that. I mean, what do you again? It takes away a lot of the floor. And we've seen this a couple times with Dallas. And Terry McCowan she's enjoyed seeing Washington this year. She gets off the quick starts against Washington, and again, like you said, they don't have a lot of time figured out. I know, obviously didn't have Deladon today. Shakira, I think it was rest is part of her getting back. That said, they got Connecticut coming in on Tuesday. It is what it is. Not a lot of time. You got to bounce back. It's that simple for Washington.
Yeah, and the Aces on Saturday, so like they gotta find a way to win one of these games, man. You know what I mean? So, and I'm pretty sure they looked on the schedule and probably thought, this is the lesser of the. This is probably the least of the games in the next this week. We gonna need y'all for the next 2 for sure. So, it is what it is, man. You know, I appreciate that they showed fight. It looked like it could have got ugly on this show fight, but I keep saying it, man. Size and length with athleticism is similar to football being a power back. You know what I mean? You're going to wear the defense down. You're going to keep wearing them down. Fourth quarter come the defense tired. Because when they moving the chains, that slow grind. Next thing you know, somebody make a mistake, and it's a long touchdown with a pass. That's basically what happens, and that's what you do. That's what you deal with in basketball when you got to deal with length and size, man. It just wears you down. And then you make mental mistakes, sloppy passes, you missing layups, you missing jumpers, and you don't realize how much it's wearing on you because you got to work that much harder to complete the play. Whereas against traditional size or here and there, it's just regular. It's not really make you exert that much energy, man. So it's tough, and it's tough to prepare for because it's not like you can practice against it if you don't have it. So you see it where they played 4 times this year, 3-1. You see it when you see it. So it just is what it is.
Like you said, I appreciate the analogy. Think about simple as just coming back on defense and just trying to secure position. The energy that's draining throughout the course of the game. Again, just like that back's not getting smaller as the game goes on, they're not getting smaller as this game goes on.
Nope,
6'7"
not
is going to be
shrinking.
6'7". Not
Not shrinking.
regardless of what happens. I want to give credit to Brittany Sykes. She's tied Elena Beard for the most steals in the season. In a season for the franchise with 72.
Yeah.
She had another 5-steal game today. It's crazy that's not that is normal, but it's not surprising at all anymore. It's ridiculous.
She's a freak, man. She won the opening tip against McCown. She actually won it. She jumped center and got the tip. Like, it was funny. And she almost dunked in warm up. She was up there, man. Like, she just ain't turned it over and put it down. She was up there, man. She's a freak athlete. I know she done had a couple ACL tears. I pray she don't get any more injuries and whatnot, of course. But it's easy to see. She's an explosive athlete, man. And they made a concerted effort to keep her in check and just dare somebody else to beat them. You know what I mean? Because if she obviously they coming in, she gets going, it could get ugly. But we already know she's gonna be on the defensive first team. That's easy. But she should be in the mix for defensive player of the year as well. She's getting it done. No complaints, man. So shout out to Sykes, man. It's fun watching her play.
Man, it's a treat each and every night. Player of the game. I have to ask these questions.
I gotta give this to Sabali. Oh, they just gave her another assist late. She actually finished with 9 points, 10 assists, game high 10 assists, 6 rebounds, and 3 steals. I gotta give it to her. She controlled the game from the forward spot, man, and her defense. She was guarding Sykes, kept her in check, and fed everybody else, man. It was ridiculous. Like, a lot of McCowan's buckets, it's all for Sabali. You know what I mean? So she did it all, man. Special talent, and scary thing is she only gonna get better.
I think what you said, you mentioned it several times about her playmaking. She's a perfect bridge for a team with this size. Between the backcourt and the front court, it's a perfect bridge for it. X Factor, yeah, several choices tonight.
Yeah, it was McCown. It was McCown's her size, man. 15 to 13, 5 of 9 from the field. She wore them down. She wore them down both ends, man. It was hard to get in that paint. Even when they kind of got to step on her, they were so worried about her. They blew a couple layups. She's a force, man. She's a force, man. And you need an agile, strong big that's multi-skilled. You know what I mean? What I mean is we can be able to score from all 3 levels to bother. That's why, the Asia Wilsons and John Quells and Stewies and all those types kind of give her trouble in a sense. You know what I mean? The Mystics had one, but she's hurt, and that's Deladon. So, maybe if they had her and Shakira in a sense, with her running basket to basket, that could have been a factor. But, hey, man, she's a force when she's on the game. When they feeding her, she's rebounding, you're going to get results like this.
And credit to her, because I ain't using that word, but the narrative totally changed on her in just a couple years. From what things look like to what she's doing now. I know Dallas is going through a lot of changes, but she's definitely been reaping the rewards over there. So credit to her for handling her business. For Washington, Connecticut, Tuesday night. I told you guys it's beginning of a 4-game homestand. I'm checking with you all then, and we got another opportunity to try to get back on the right side of the column in the standings.